place. That's really wonderful clash of talent that we have here. No pun intended, my fault, but it's going to be a good time. And what a way to start it off with a bit of an interesting matchup here. We got the Ness and the Kirby coming in.
Yeah, I got SamoanShaggy and Jewkob.
All right, interesting here. This is a matchup we don't really get to see a whole lot of, but it's going to be a really interesting change of pace for the Ness here, right? We're going to have to play at a bit of a mid-range. Don't want to get caught in any of these Kirby combos. You know, you can see already jumping away from the threat of that up tilt.
Yeah, and just Kirby, one of their strengths just as a character is just how small they are.
Right.
Being able to duck under a lot of these aerials, potentially catching Ness in a position where you might find a parry, get an up tilt string going. Any of that is going to work out really well here, but getting a good ledge trap sequence here at the moment.
Yeah, kind of stuck on the ledge right now. PK Fire, of course, really pushing the issue, but those sort of like retreating forward airs from Ness are also really stopping one of the more important lanes for Kirby to get back, though. Now we see a big reversal here. Big potential with that up tilt. Look at that damage rack up. Oh,
yeah.
The down tilt's huge, too. Should be able to make it back just fine, though. Really good route there to get around the threat of the down air from Kirby, but now back to good old-fashioned neutral with those PK Fires.
Yeah, gonna find their way back onto stage here. Gonna get the jab, though, send them right back off.
Okay, I like that. The threat of the down tilt is really good at, you know, beating out that air dodge to the ledge that we see a lot of the time from Ness. So, we got some interesting routes so far, but we're gonna have to keep being creative throughout the rest of the match here.
Yeah, Jewkob just really threatening some of these big hitboxes from Ness, like the back air, but SamoanShaggy going to be catching that air dodge up to the ledge, getting the 2-frame with the down smash. Yeah,
I love that. Like, they've already been threatening the down tilt on the air dodge, but the down smash was an even more spectacular punish. Now, though, evens up the stocks here with the back throw. Oh, all right, we finally see the command grab land, and look at, he's got a nice little hat. It's so cute.
Pulling out the hammer there, not not doing anything with it, though. I'm interested to see if we'll get anything really out of this. I feel like that's a huge heal option there for Ness, no?
True, true. I mean, you know, if you expect the air dodge to the ledge, that's a really good punish on it. But to your point, if it's expected, the down special heals probably half of that percent already. So
yeah, I guess it does open up some of those other options to like threaten, like, hey, I have this new option now that you have to kind of respect, and if you don't, I might be able to bait you with it.
Ooh.
So
okay, but don't really need to get all that, you know, flashy. Nothing too special. Just a good old up smash out of shield. Back air from Ness is pretty good when it's spaced well, but we saw, you know, a little maybe too close of a landing there. So SamoanShaggy going down to their last stock here. One stock across the board. Been real back and forth though, I gotta say.
Missing that regrab, but finding a pickup there with some tilt attacks.
Oh, that air dodge was so risky too. Honestly, a lot of the air dodges are really where SamoanShaggy's been able to find these small openings.
Looking for that first attack there, gonna find the PK Fire, but not able to really get much off of it.
I love that, crouching down and then getting that up tilt in too. Really good defensive play right there, but firing back. Oh, big forward air, expecting the air dodge in right there, not gonna get it, but still racking up the damage. Looking like it's just about over here, unless we can see a big reversal. Oh, unfortunate.
Gonna find that back air at the ledge, hanging out there just a little bit too long, but that's all right. If you haven't noticed yet, these are not going to be best of 3 sets. Going to have a lot of time here to adapt across the board today. Every set is going to be best of 5s throughout the entire tournament.
That is such a great feature. I know it was you know, championed a lot like last year in a lot of tournaments. Kind of, I would say, fell by the wayside. A lot of tournaments went back to the old best of 3 for the first phase or so, but I'd love to see it. Because it gives, first of all, you just get more matches as a participant, but you also get better sets as a viewer, I'd have to say. You get more of what you came for. A lot of adaptations can be done with that extra game to work with. And I think we already saw some pretty good adaptations and like really good change of pace in that first game. So yeah. I think it's a guarantee for the rest of the set as well.
Not only that, but when you think about a best of 5 versus a best of 3 set, sometimes you can save a couple of options as like, hey, you didn't get this game 1. Now I have this new option on you. And eventually you're going to start to use up your options, and it's going to come to a point where who's using their options better.
Exactly.
And not just because you weren't expecting it.
Right, right. You know, the creative player often the better player as well. The more creative player, or, you know, just adaptation, I think, is really the name of the game. So I do love that extra game or two to work with. I was very worried to see the Dr. Mario hover, but we are sticking with the Kirby and the Ness. And I'm interested to see what sort of change of play we see. Like we saw the start of that game, a lot of these like spacing aerials were coming out from Jewkob, but like not really finding the mark. I think because SamoanShaggy was able to just kind of crouch under them and then threaten things like that up tilt that we saw. So we'll see maybe the PK fires can change up in terms of pace and angle, or maybe we'll just see Shaggy run away with it.
I do think this is a pretty interesting stage counter pick here for Jewkob. I mean, Ness normally known for wanting to have a couple of those center platforms to be able to do those angled PK fires and land safely.
Right.
Callow's going to have this big open area in the center. SamoanShaggy probably going to be able to find a lot of their combos a lot easier here. But here's kind of where this matchup is going to look a little bit better for Ness is this ledge trapping. You have Yo-Yo here at the ledge, going to be taking up a lot of space as well, and also Kirby not going to be able to kind of like hug under the stage on that recovery.
Right. It was something I thought about too, but we didn't really get to see a lot of in game one, is that Kirby does have at a certain point a linear recovery. After you get rid of a couple of the jumps perhaps, threatening those Ness aerials. If Kirby does have to use the up special to recover, it's not going to be good, but the same thing can be said about Ness right there. Going to get the bounce, not going to make it back though. An unfortunate angle for Jewkob going down here in game two.
Yeah, SamoanShaggy already off to a really great start.
Kind of tough. To the stage counter pick point, Kirby doesn't really have a lot of routes either in this like big open middle ground. So it can be tough to find the approach there when you're usually just committed to jumping in. But if you jump in too early, Ness can kind of respond with these aerials that we're seeing threatened here. But still, staying grounded, getting the up tilt in, working out really well for Shaggy here.
Yeah, these crouches in neutral is just really working out well for them.
Ooh, lovely.
Gonna find that early up smash, taking that second stock off of Jewkob off the platform. SamoanShaggy setting themselves up for a really good game two.
Back throw though, little room to breathe for Jewkob. Finally taking that first stock. I think Shaggy is really lining it up though. We saw that early aggression, early combo. I think they are primed to take the second game here. Already sneaking in a parry and the up tilt, even waiting for that air dodge too. Really great defensive aggression right now. Good advantage state too, but rare miss. Lets Jewkob make it back to center.
Jewkob trying to threaten these options, but not sure about that PK Thunder AG.
I don't know who was more threatened, honestly. Everyone was worried. The crowd gasped even once that PK Thunder made contact. I was hoping that there are some instances where Ness can like maybe hug the stage a little bit and stay on. But
yeah.
Once that angle, was more apparent, I think we all knew the next game was on the docket. So we're going into game three. I think the stage counter pick kind of worked out maybe suboptimally.
Yeah.
But we saw some shades of it working in the middle. If we can kind of get back to that center stage a little bit more and maybe some more ledge trapping for Jewkob, and it could be a different story. Unfortunately, it's looking a little rough right now.
Yeah, SamoanShaggy, just the way that Kalos provides this big open space for these combos, Ness not really such a floaty character, not being able to land on the comfort of the platforms, having to come back to center stage somehow makes for some resets on SamoanShaggy for Kirby.
Right. And honestly, throughout the first two games, we saw that Shaggy is so good at sort of forcing or just even waiting out the air dodges and then punishing accordingly. And I think that's a really important skill, too, that we're seeing, because Ness, fantastic air dodge, but if you are a little too eager to pull that trigger, the opponent can definitely take advantage of it.
Yeah, it does look like we're going to be going to Hollow Bastion. I definitely think that this is going to be a better counter pick here for Ness, being able to use that center platform. Looks like we might be having some potential controller issues.
Maybe. I would also double check after that last PK Thunder, just to maybe plug it back in.
Yeah.
But
hey, is this working right?
Yeah, we're good. All right. But we are back in it here for game three. We're sticking with the Ness and the Kirby. Honestly, if you walk up and pick Ness and Kirby, I have to imagine you're already committed for life at this point. So Hollow Bastion, to your point, I think is a fantastic pick. Let's see if it works out, though, here in game three.
Same kind of game plan as last time. Jewkob kind of threatening these aerial options. SamoanShaggy, though, getting these tilt started.
Yeah, 15, not too crazy quite yet, but definitely threatening some more. Every small misstep on the shield, though, they are ready to let it rip and get those vertical combos started. Okay, I like that. Looking for an air dodge to the platform or maybe a jump away, not quite getting it, but the ideas are definitely there.
SamoanShaggy getting a nice little combo string started. Jewkob gonna get back to center stage though, and gonna start pressuring SamoanShaggy off the ledge. SamoanShaggy fighting back though.
That's a big swing too, that forward smash, well spaced. Not gonna get the down air, and it doesn't feel like a gamble until you miss. It's unfortunate, tons of knockback on the PK Thunder too. It's untechable off the stage, and now we see Jewkob with a lead, which does change the dynamic drastically, and it hasn't been anything that we've seen yet in this set.
Good parry there into that fair punish. Looking for that down air, getting a footstool though. SamoanShaggy catching that jump from Jewkob.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, a lot of ground to cover right there. Tons of percent on Jewkob that you want to just get the stock as soon as you can. So getting that straight hit off of what I would say was a bit of an early up air from Jewkob. Really good pickup for Shaggy here, and then trying to even it back up here, but good stuff from Jewkob. Gets back down to center.
All right, Jewkob finding a potential option here, getting SamoanShaggy onto the platform.
And then just kind of setting up shop under that center platform. Really smart stuff. Trying to stop the approach here, but that Kirby forward air, you got to keep the shield up. You don't want to get hit with any part of it. But if you hold the shield for too long, it's exactly what SamoanShaggy's looking for. Just about even now, though. Big Ness back air to open up the stage.
Yeah, now here's where Jewkob's really going to find some success, is just all of these threatening options that Ness has right here at the ledge. Nair going to be one of them, taking that second stock.
Now looking to make up that deficit, but Jewkob with the lead here. Good tech out. That was so important. Jewkob looking for a follow-up. That forward air off of the down throw sometimes connects, but that check out made it probably the worst decision you could go for.
SamoanShaggy though with some stage control. Gonna let Jewkob roll back on the stage.
Ooh, that the rarely seen vertical combo from Kirby there with the platform extension. Oh, hold on though. This is a whole new combo we're seeing here. As I say that, good old-fashioned one comes in though. Let's see, Jewkob really making a big change of pace in this third game we're seeing. Oh wow, there it is, Jewkob on the board.
Yeah, and what a great option there at the ledge. I think that's the first time that Yo-Yo's popped out this entire set so far. Really was threatening with all of those backers a lot, and SamoanShaggy not really quite ready for that grounded kill option.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of had this situation where you don't want to jump from the ledge often, because so many times we saw forward air to try and catch the jump or back air as well. So get up seemed like a good option too, because you don't necessarily want to roll into a back throw. So get up seemed safe, but it was all kind of pre-planned, and finally that up smash coming in clutch. But to your point, we didn't see it very often, which is exactly, I think, why it worked in that situation. So going into the next game here, definitely what the Jewkob fans were looking for in the audience. A little dub to keep the momentum going.
Yeah, and I mean, this could be a big major swing in momentum here for Jewkob, finally getting that game. Now coming into this with a little bit more confidence going into it.
But we do have the stage counter pick now, going back to that sort of two platform setup that we saw work so well for Shaggy in games 1 and 2. Let's see how it goes here in game 4 though.
Yeah, if you're at home and you're not familiar with the stage list here, this is two bands with the modified DSR. So SamoanShaggy, that last win was on Kalos, so able to come back here to small battlefield.
Ooh, okay. Nice. Pretty decent punish on the Ness recovery. Oh, I love that little hit of forward air into the grab though to keep this advantage state going. Holding down center stage with those retreating back airs, but maybe giving up the stage a little bit too easily.
SamoanShaggy looking for this opening with the up tilt, not able to find anything quite yet.
Looking for something here at the ledge. I love that bait Just a little poke of the shield with the forward air to bait out the shield grab, and then a big punish with the forward smash. Good stuff from Shaggy right there. Ooh, nice little forward tilt as well.
Jewkob still kind of relying on these PK fires onto the platform, but SamoanShaggy just punishing him for it.
Yeah, I'm really liking the slightly more grounded approach, too, that we're seeing here. Okay. Interesting little struggle in the center to try and find a hit, but it's going to be Jewkob finding some opener, but this time being a little more stoic in the center stage, trying to hold it down.
Yeah, Jewkob's throwing out a lot of options here, but honestly, just SamoanShaggy holding up their shield is proving to be really difficult for Jewkob.
Oh my god, okay. That was very cool.
Yeah, just getting the rock there.
It's also like we saw the down air attempt before, and so, you know, it was like maybe 50-50 for working. Oh, off the top. Interesting. So I love the rock adaptation there, but back throw seems to be a little bit too much at 150%, so down 2 stocks to 1 here. Let's see how it goes.
We do have to recognize that last game, Jewkob did have that really early the PK rocket that took that stock off stage. So now we're kind of seeing SamoanShaggy like, hey, you didn't kill me at 50. What are you going to do about it?
Right. That lead was like the important part, I think, where, you know, Jewkob was able to kind of play back and was more like reactive, which we're not really getting the liberty of this game. Trying to make up the deficit here, though. Really good position. Just got to try and take the stock. That could have been it.
Yeah, not quite able to finish out that ledge trap. SamoanShaggy now has an opportunity here to get some more damage here on their second stock. Already living to 133%. But forward air gonna take it there for Jewkob, evening up the stock count, only about 60% on the board.
Definitely doable here. It's gonna be tough though. You can't make too many mistakes at 77%. I mean, Shaggy's been so good at racking up the damage with those little openings. So I think, you know, Jewkob kind of knows that, playing a little more reserved here, just going for those relatively safe PK fires.
And speaking of PK fires, SamoanShaggy, they have been so good about their SDI out of these PK fires, not really letting it confirm into a lot.
Yeah, even the mid-range ones, generally not a lot of damage and no real follow-up. It just kind of eats up the stage control. Good stuff. I love that dash in after you saw the jump. Really good way to wrestle back that control of center stage. Looking for just a little hit here with the neutral air or the up air sharking, but not finding it. That'll do it though. We talked about how good those PK fires were at mid-range, but keep them in mid-range. They don't really work at close range.